Hello, everyone. You are listening to Linnie Drew Lifestyle with Lynn and Tay.
Hi, everyone. We're super excited to be here with you guys today.
Yes, we are.
We're the co-owners of Linnie Drew Fashion Skincare Fragrance.
Yes, we are.
And we're going to give you guys a little background of who we are and what we'll be doing in these next 3 series of shows.
Awesome. Thank you, Tay.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Lyntoya Williamson. I am the creator and co-founder of Linnie Drew. Linnie Drew actually is my grandmother, and she passed away a couple of years ago. And in a way to keep her memory alive, I decided to mix fashion skincare fragrance as a lifestyle. We all get dressed in the morning, take a shower, moisturize our body. So we're just trying to create something that can actually be a part of your life, that can live with you. Loungewear for women, of course, holiday, vacation, getting up and go over your swimsuits or what have you. Skincare, of course, is for everyone. It's all natural. We have fragrant shades, body scrubs, after shower oils. What is it? What else do we have, Tay? Tell us.
We have toners. We talked about the scrubs. We just have a lot of things, and we're constantly growing every day.
Yeah, yeah. And we live by this. This is what we do every single day. So just what Taylor was saying, our segments, mind, body, spirit, all goes together with what we have to offer in our services to everyone.
Totally. So my name is Taylor Bakewell, and I came to be a part of Linnie Drew and co-own Linnie Drew a couple months ago. And ever since I've been a part of this journey, it's been absolutely amazing. I started off as a client, and I was like, I have to be a part of this whole lifestyle. I just can't dabble in it. I needed to totally drench myself in what we were doing, and it's changed my whole life. I mean, I don't use any other skincare products. My family members are constantly calling me, asking me for more products. I'm like, okay, well, you guys have to pay me. But yeah, it's been really awesome.
Yeah. I'm really happy about how everything has transpired too. It's about 3 years. Mm-hmm. It's been in the making and getting bigger and bigger. We sell every Sunday at the Fairfax Flea Market, and we also do pop-up shops. We're also going to be doing something, is it Bunker Hill?
Yeah, we're going to do the Odd Market LA at Bunker Hill December 18th. Starting at 6 p.m. So we'll be there, and we're really excited to be a part of that experience as well.
And then we have something in Claremont too, right?
Oh yeah, and then Saturday we have a trunk show in Claremont at On a Mission Boutique, where we'll be doing selling our whole product line, as well as doing some holiday gift boxes. So stocking stuffers, really awesome gifts. That's what we'll be doing.
Yeah, so you guys stay tuned because we're going to be giving away some amazing products.
Yeah, and also we have the amazing G. Wilson, who is a yoga teacher and spin class instructor at Yes in Venice. She's also a vocal coach and an overall life coach. So
she specializes in meditation too, right?
Yeah, so we're super excited to have her on the show. So stay tuned and come back and check us out.
Yeah.
Me thanking God for life.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Linnie Drew Lifestyles with Tay and Lynn. I'm Taylor Bakewell, and in studio with us we have G. Wilson, who is going to elaborate kind of on our topic today of the mind and kind of preparing ourselves for the new year, setting intentions, setting goals, and making sure that 2016 is something that we all remember and that we go into headstrong. So kind of give us a little background about how you kind of came into yoga and came into kind of this spiritual mindfulness.
Oh, sure. Well, I am G. I am a yoga spin instructor in Venice, but overall, I would say, we're talking about our topic of the mind and the body and the spirit and how they work together. That's pretty much how I live my life as a whole. Yoga is amazing. It's an amazing, I would say, mind strength, perseverance type of process. That's the thing that I like to think about yoga as, kind of coming to a space where you are humble enough to accept new input into yourself, which is what anybody needs to do every single day, is humble yourself, and kind of living my life that way. So my background, I do have a yoga background. I also, well, that's for later, but but yeah, so I teach.
Love it. Okay, so then I have a question for you, because as you can see, we're burning an incense. Wouldn't you say, like, preparing the atmosphere, preparing your mind to be able to center itself, sometimes it helps to just have a scent that helps calm and get you to that place?
I can say that incense, or a smell that is familiar to you, probably with your sensory self, could remind you of a space where you feel safe. So I could say yes, having a scent, having an incense, something that reminds you, oh, okay, this is what I do when when your eyes are closed, and this is the sense that's probably your most prevalent when your eyes are closed. I can agree with that.
Why do you feel that meditation is important? Like, is that something that everyone should try to incorporate, or how do you feel?
100%. I think that meditation, we were actually talking about this earlier before we started recording. Your brain is broken up into two parts. Your conscious mind, your rational mind, is only 30% of it. And so the other is 70%, your subconscious. And your subconscious, you can actually input new things into your subconscious through meditation. And anything that's in your subconscious, whatever you're thinking, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm a go-getter, I'm friendly, I'm a dream chaser, or I'm ugly, I never succeed, nobody loves me, I'm by myself. The things that you hold in your conscious mind, your subconscious has no filter.
Yeah, the negative self-talk will totally destroy you. There's no way that you're going to be able to even get to the part where you know that you need to be mindful, that you need to make a change, that you need to shift if you don't come out of that darkness of negative self-talk. And sometimes it just comes. So we are not going to be able to, like, stop all of the thoughts that we have, but it's to let it pass and then speak positivity over it, either out loud or mentally, right?
Right. I mean, what you actually do is you change the thought. So the thought comes, it says, nobody loves me. And you change that thought to, I am loved, or I love myself. So it comes, but then you have to retrain so that you can manifest what you actually want to see. And that's where meditation comes in handy, if you will, because in order to meditate, you have to be in a space where it's almost kind of like between, right before you're going to be, have you ever been, you could feel that your body was kind of relaxed asleep, but you're still awake?
Yeah.
That's that subconscious space where you can actually input, and that's where meditation takes place. Your subconscious is the most susceptible to new information. So doing that daily, I mean, you'll just start to see a difference with how you feel about yourself, how you feel about things transpiring around you. I do think meditation absolutely is very important.
Yeah.
So how do you think you should get into that space? Like, do you just sit quietly, or like where are you? Is this right before you go to sleep? What do you think is kind of the best way to kind of get into that headspace?
I think, well, right before you sleep is the easiest, obviously, because you're like on your way to sleep anyways. Right before you sleep and right when you wake up is when your mind is the most susceptible to new information. So, like for me, for example, I've made myself a recording. I was
going to say that. That's the best time to do it. Like, even when you're sleeping, to listen to something that's positive because it reinforces it.
And your brain, they still don't know why you're still breathing, why all your organs are functioning, why when you're asleep, why your hair still grows, that's your subconscious. And so it's the most alive while you're asleep because your conscious mind isn't interfering with it. So yeah, I made myself a recording that just says, what I want to affirm. And I sat in a space very quietly. I waited until I felt kind of like my body going to sleep. And then I just began to speak like into my phone. You can do it into your phone. Like, I am, right? And you have to plan it out, right? First, you have to be real with yourself.
Right.
You can't, what is your issue? Like, let's be real. Because everybody's always talking about, I see myself. I feel like I'm so nice. Like, I'm so like humble, and I do everything for everybody all the time, and nobody, like, be real with yourself. It takes for you to, who are you actually, not who do you see or who do you want yourself to be, and then start.
Right.
What do I actually want to think about myself, and then and speak that. Yeah. And then start to believe that.
But the one thing that, because of course there's a lot of interviews and a lot of specialists and experts and gurus that talk about meditation and yoga and stuff like that. But for a lot of people, just the act of trying to meditate frustrates them because they don't feel like they're doing it right, or their mind wanders, or they're having negative self-talk. And what I've found is not so much focusing on the meditation, like I have to.
Right.
It's more on the breath, breathing in, and then breathing out. Just focusing on the breath, listening to the breath. And then, of course, it can go deeper when you're trying to raise the vibration by just knowing the center parts of your body and sending your breath to those parts as it goes up. Do you understand? So I think that we talk about being mindful and yoga and meditation in a very broad spectrum, but just getting down to like the simplest thing, I always tell people, focus on your breath. Because if you focus on your breath, that at least if you get into that habit, which is the breath of life, which we're told that is the breath, the breath.
Right.
There's nothing better than that part, do you know?
Right.
And then from there, once you're able to focus on the breath, then I think it's easier for people to meditate, to put in those affirmations, to even, you know what I mean? Because they've already got the very most important part down without being frustrated.
Yeah. Right. I know the first time that I tried to start meditating, I was so frustrated because I was like, okay, I'm going to sit here for 30 minutes and I'm just going to sit and not try to think. And I think I thought too much about not thinking, and it was an unpleasant experience.
Yeah.
I went on a yoga retreat and I was forced to meditate for 30 minutes, like 3 times a day, and it was horrible.
Well, that's where I think, for me, the recording comes in handy. Setting
That's
aside
the
what
meditation.
just put it in your ears. Absolutely focus on the breath, and then just play it.
Yeah, that's true.
So you don't have to, and just focus on what it's saying. And you don't have to be like, oh, what am I eating for lunch? No.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Or cussing somebody out while you're trying to meditate. That's not going to work out.
That's not going to work out.
But then, too, that's really great because if you have a recording and you listen to that, then that becomes a part of your subconscious, and you it'll just play by itself when you allow it.
Right. That's what you will manifest over time, because you're just trying to retrain all of these negative thoughts.
And the one thing about the breath too, if anyone out there can just maybe a couple of hours notice how you're breathing. Sometimes we don't breathe correctly. Some people will, especially if they're excited or tense, they'll hold their breath for a minute and then breathe. Or the breath is very shallow instead of going all the way in and practicing just taking in all of the breath, filling up your diaphragm and then letting it out. We have to practice just the breathing. So even when you start in your meditation, when you're doing the breathing, that's also needed because that helps with breathing properly.
Absolutely. I always say in my yoga class, I say filling up your belly first and then your chest. And that breath is so total. And it really, once you let that go, you feel like you've filled up. And it's definitely different than the day-to-day ego breath, which is just here.
And that's the shallow breath. Hence shallow ego.
Right. And it's not a natural breath. You know, when you were born and your stomach's hanging out, the baby's not full. Like, have you ever seen a baby go hoarse? No, the baby is breathing, uninhibited, unafraid. It hasn't gone to school yet. People haven't told you, you look like this, you look like that, you need to be afraid of this, you need to be, you know, and that's when we start being here.
Those are the layers that in yoga, that you're stripping down, that you're taking away.
If you allow yourself to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is a great framework for what we're talking about. Because Taylor, you mentioned like, you know, preparing yourself for the next year, but I'll piggyback on that. It's not just a New Year's resolution, because this is totally not what this is about. This is something
Anti-New Year's resolution.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. We are so grateful for another year, but just developing a blueprint for your life, you know?
Why are you anti-New Year's resolution?
Because growth is every day. Like, literally, every single day you have to set, we were talking about this word, intention. That could be your intention, that every day you're going to wake up and do this meditation, and before you go to sleep, you're going to do this meditation, or what, and always present of your goals and the things that you're trying to change. It can't be like, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and then you just don't think about it all day. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
It's a day-to-day growth, progression, your goals, your dreams, the things you want, the things you inspire for. That is every day. And that's why I'm anti-New Year's resolution. I think it's great to set goals for your year.
But like you already know, the New Year's resolution, once you put that up, that gives you an excuse to not do it. It's I don't know. It's like it works backwards for some people. It's like you set this big thing to do for the new year, and then by the time April comes,
Not even people. So
February?
Speaking personally, I know it's hard for me to get out of January.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
that's
because
what
then
it is.
life hits, and it's because you haven't incorporated it into your
life.
into your life. It's just something that you've decreed that you're going to do.
What's funny is in the fitness industry, for all you fitness folks, in December, November, it kind of starts to fall off as far as like any fitness industry.
Yeah,
and then in January, of course, it's like skyrocketed. Everybody's in the gym. Everybody's like, I'm getting buff this year. I'm going to be sexy this year, or whatever. Well, March comes and like,
because then you got Easter coming.
Right.
And yeah, that's why it has to be. I mean, why wait till the new year? I did my 2016 goals on my birthday, which was in November. But it's like, just do it.
Yeah. But you know what? I think another big reason why, and we're going to get back to mindfulness, or what is it, the mind, is that people aren't doing what they want to do in life.
Right.
So when you're not doing what you want to do in life, like fully, you're being mindful and trying to incorporate that into a life that's not fulfilling off jump because of, you know, many different things. Society, responsibility, just the system and way it's set up. You really, when you're mindful, in that mindfulness, that's the part where you have to say to yourself, okay, this is what I want to do, so how do I change that? And you can even just start with that in your mindfulness, in being present. Wouldn't you say?
No, I absolutely agree. Yeah, if you're not doing what you love, if you haven't, first of all, if you haven't established what you want.
And that comes with also meditation. It just brings it back to that very thing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, continue. I mean,
yeah, I mean, in your meditation, in your centering yourself, your spirit will tell you. You already know. Like, I have a family member that they said that they didn't know what their purpose is or what have you, and I think they just don't believe that that's what it is. I mean, we have the signs and we're told all the time, and it could be from when you're a child. We know what it is when we're a kid, and that is the best thing ever. It's just like you said, growing up, being told what you can't do, being knocked down, and not thinking that you can do it or you're not good enough. still goes back to that mindfulness where you have to center yourself and let go of all of that, and then refeed yourself what you need for prosperity.
Mm-hmm. And going along with that, that is one of the, I say that sentence actually in every single yoga class that I have. I am enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, because people have to understand outside of your setting up your mind, you also need to set up your mind, understand that you are you, and you are you, and you are you. And Instagram and Facebook got people feeling like they're not who they're supposed to be, but you are you, you are you.
Right, totally.
And people have to really accept and love that.
In the process, and being that everyone, if we're all here on your mark, get set, go, you may be third, you may be fifth, you may be first, and then sometimes the person that's all the way last shoots up. It just, everyone has, it's a time and season for everything. Just like there is winter, spring, all that, there's a time and season for everyone, and I totally agree what you were saying about that.
Trust your journey. Whenever you feel like, if you've set now, like, let's assume you've now figured out, this is what I want. More than anything, this is what I want. Then you make a plan, and then no matter how the plan it deviated a little. Is it okay? Trust your journey, and your journey is not the same as the person next to you's journey, and it never will be. Because nobody can be you. It's so cliche. Like, nobody can be me and I'm nobody else. But it's real. Because if I sit here and I talk to both of you, I know you're going through stuff. I know you're going through stuff. Every person is a person. Like, and when you can get down to that and let go of all the makeup and the clothes and the face and the jobs and the money and whatever, and it's like, it's a person. It's just another person.
Yeah, and it's so funny because now we're living in a day where, and I've always said, if there was a natural catastrophe, how many men and women would be in total, like, bipolar, schizophrenic? It would be so many mental issues coming out because they're not able to keep up the facade. And the facade, you will never, ever be able to be all of who you want to be for real, when you know, if you're putting up a facade. So that's how I feel about that.
Well, goes all the way back to mine.
Yes, absolutely. And what you think about yourself and not falling for the just the lies.
Yeah, right now, 2015, it's all about lifestyle.
True.
Did a lot just to live this here life. It's true, and everybody's talking about the lifestyle. People are sacrificing.
But they're talking about financial and what is it?
They're talking about getting rich, having money, living
and but that's
lifestyle.
For lifestyle is the whole flashy situation. The girls, and not just the girls being there for the guys, but the girls that are the girls. Like this lifestyle and everything's paid for and this and that. Like everybody, because of social media, you've got this, like, you're being bombarded with
how you should
how
live.
you think. Yeah. And that's not your life. Like, and a lot of people don't want that life. I don't.
Yeah.
I want to be good, and I will be good, but I'm not trying to be on a boat shaking my booty.
And if you do, please do it with Linnie Drew.
Please slather on some
Please.
I told you I was going to do this voice.
But
and that's not to knock anyone. I mean, I think it's like in this world, I think of it, of course, those like departments. You have like a costume, like universal costume department. You have your Victorian department. You have your 80s. Everybody, everyone has their place, I'll say.
absolutely, but the majority can't be trying to fit into that place.
That is true.
not
And
your
some
place.
of them don't fit because even they will kick them out if you're not doing it. You know what I mean? Everyone's
Absolutely.
like showing everyone's card, you know? But I think if you're just really, like you said, humbling yourself when you come to meditate, humble yourself and just be like, okay, this is what's going on with me, and this is for real.
Right.
I don't know. You just need to get real with yourself. You know, that's all.
Yeah.
And I digress.
You have another question?
Okay, go ahead.
No, I want to know about. There was one because I want to get back to like the fragrance. Like, what do you think? How do you think fragrance helps raise the vibration? Because I know for me, one of the reasons why I did the fragrances is because how I use them, especially if I'm like kind of stressed, I'm kind of like in a funky mood, I'll put something on to help raise my vibration, so that will get me in the right frame of mind so that I can go out and actually be a light and attract and not repel. And sometimes that's difficult. I'm a woman. We have our moon, you know, and like you said, we all are going through something. But like having like little
I mean, our sense of smell is our strongest sense. So, I mean, even like she said earlier, having a smell that is comforting to you will put you in a good mood. Will put other people around you in a good
much.
Totally. I mean, some of our clients, I've had people who use Indian Temple Bliss come to me and say, "When I put this on, I feel protected."
Yeah.
You know, it's just what's comfortable and what's comforting to you, and having something that is unique to you, something that you really like. And I mean, that's the thing about our scents, it's going to smell different
on
everybody because it's your pheromones mixing with the actual natural oils. And so that creates something really unique for everybody. And so I think, like you said, it's just something that works for you.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. It all works for me. But I love to slather in Linnie Drew.
No, totally. It's amazing.
Yeah, I need to try this product.
No,
you do. You're gonna get.
You have a package. You're gonna be leaving with a package.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you have to have like
I'm
the body
excited.
scrub, like the sugar body scrub. I think. Do you like coffee? Okay, so we have a coffee and a sugar body scrub. So you need that. That's really helpful in the morning when you're trying to get your mind together, because the whole premise behind it is having an experience, feeling like you're on a holiday. And we don't say vacation, we say holiday, where you're gone for 30 days to some amazing resort location on the coast of somewhere. I like to think of going someplace stress-free and just being able to live a life that I want. That's a part of my mindfulness, and that's what I tell myself, and that's what helps me get into that space. So
Nice.
that's why we're going to send this home with you to help you with that too.
And we also want to send some of our listeners home with some goodies too.
Yes. What's the code they should use?
So if you go on our website, you can use code Linnie10. So that's LINNIE 10, the number, and get 10% off of your order. And yeah, so that'll be amazing. And tell everyone where they can find you if they either want to attend one of your classes, and you also do vocal training. So if anyone's interested.
Very true. You can find me on Instagram at Call Me Bova. Bova is BOVA, and that's pretty much my handle for everything. But also, I do vocal coaching. It's a mind, body, spirit program, which is amazing that it fits perfectly into the Linnie Drew show, and that is www.vocal-workout.com. If you would love to visit me, I'm in Los Angeles. Come see me.
Thank you so much, G.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for listening. Don't forget, LinnieDrew.com. Hello, everyone, and we're back. So what we like to do right now in regards to mindfulness and living the Linnie Drew lifestyle, we have a couple of quotes that we like to leave you guys with. So I'll start with mine. I'm finding this on Johnny_peaceful_warrior on Instagram, and it reads, "The universe is not pushing you. It is not blessing you. It is not controlling you. The universe responds to the vibration you are creating. Think happy and happiness will come to you. Think negatively and negativity will come to you. What we put out into the universe, we will get back like an echo."
That's really interesting.
Yeah. it's really law of attraction and just vibration, energy. I mean, we've all heard it. She has bad vibes, or I don't like being in here. I just get bad vibes, you know? That's why we have to constantly kind of like check ourselves. Things are going to happen. They are. But it's just a matter of before you step into other people's energies, you want to just have a time to just breathe. And even do like a laughing meditation where you just laugh like a crazy person in your car just to lighten yourself up. Because at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. And you have to just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Because there's a blessing there in that also.
Yeah. I think the most amazing thing about vibes and feeling a vibe is you can create the vibe yourself. So maybe you're like, there's bad vibes in here, but if you are a light, if you've already decided that that's what you are, who you are when you're in a space, then the vibe becomes you. And then you won't see a bad vibe yet.
Right. And I know myself, because I'm like very animated and I'm extremely sensitive to everything. I constantly have to check myself. And I'm okay with that, because I'd rather check myself than somebody else, because then there's going to checking going on.
Right. No, I mean, you need to, just as we were talking about with everything being daily, like hourly, minutely, like you need to be checking.
Every second.
Like, and you have to really filter what's going on in your brain, what's happening, what you allow not only yourself to say to yourself, but people to say to you, what you accept as truth. And
it's so easy to get caught up in that cycle of talking about people or talking about yourself, and so many people's conversations are centered around how they feel about other people, but it's like, you don't know.
And you know, you said something that was really good. You know what happened to it. It disappeared. But anyhow.
You know what happened to it.
No. But I know that the best thing sometimes, too, you were talking about sitting yourself and being able to just get it together before you start to speak. Sometimes not saying anything is the best thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because usually when there's a situation, if you speak too soon, you have messed it up. It's better to just, regroup, get a little quiet, and everything works itself out. You don't even have to do anything.
Right.
And that's what works for me. Sometimes it's just best for me just to let it work out and me focus on what I have to focus on, and then I can come in and do my song and show.
Right.
You know?
That's actually my personal affirmation. It's real funny for me, and it is, I listen, which seems so small, but literally in every other affirmation, it's like, I am humble, and then it's like, because I listen. But that's not because I listen, it's because I want to listen more. So I tell myself,
is good.
I listen.
I listen
and
because I'm humble. And I'm humble because I listen.
Because I listen.
Yeah.
And I'm successful because I listen. And listening, if somebody is upsetting you, or if somebody's even talking, you're my friend. And instead of being like, oh, I do blah, 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 and you're like, oh, I do da, 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 blah, 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 go, oh, interesting. How did you, oh, interesting. Like, be invested in that situation. And so often you're talking about regrouping, being quiet, but if you ask another question, why do you think about it that way? How did that, then you'll often learn. And it'll take you in a whole other direction.
Well, my reason being quiet is because sometimes if I open my mouth, it won't go that way.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying don't open, because you're saying it won't go that way, but maybe you asking a question, like choosing in your head, I'm going to listen.
See, this is good therapy. I'm telling you, no, this is good. Yes, that will work for a calm person.
That works for me. I'm very observant, so that works for me.
Yeah, I must first have to calm down first.
Oh, snap.
Relax.
Watch out, I just met her.
And then I have to and because really sometimes after it's done, I don't even care about that, because I just want to move on to whatever is next. And then when I'm cool, then I can do that. And that's for a lot of people that just want to throw away the wisdom because they don't know how to address something because they're burning.
Right. I mean, you know what that takes?
Breath.
Courage.
Yeah.
So just as we were talking about meditation, I'm not sure if I can do this because blah, blah, blah. Courage, like literally. And funny enough, breath, your belly, your courage is housed there. So breathing from here, from the place you were born, if you think about it, is very sacred.
That is beautiful.
I know.
So
That's
good.
why she.
No,
That's why
seriously?
she's.
That
she's
just
expert.
made me just like, oh.
That's why she said.
She said from the belly. That is where you're born.
It is. It's where you were born. It's very sacred. It's very, this space. It's also where you breathe from. It's where you breathe from when you sleep. It's the God's breath, the baby's breath, the breath at rest.
Girl, you better
preach.
You better.
Hallelujah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So courage.
Yeah. So what was your quote?
I kind of, when people ask me like, "What's your favorite quote?" This is my favorite quote. It's I'm on the pursuit of awesomeness. Excellence is the bare minimum. So it encourages me to continuously work hard.
Yeah.
Like you can say you're excellent, but to be awesome, that's awesome.
Right. Shout out to Kanye.
That's a Kanye quote. I'm glad you know. Yeah, that's a Kanye West quote.
You could be excellent, but to be awesome, that's
right.
hilarious. I don't know if I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
And you know what? Another great thing, and this all comes back to the Linnie Drew lifestyle and all of that. Just thinking about limitlessness. Like not allowing anything to keep you from doing what you want to do, what your purpose is, what you're called to do. Not money, not anything. And when you've made up your mind in being mindful and being quiet and just saying, okay, what do I have to lose? Nothing.
Yeah.
And whatever it is that you are losing, you never needed to have it in the first place because that's getting in the way of your purpose.
Right.
And being mindful. We're thinking about so many different things and not being courageous in the mindfulness to act. When I developed and created Linnie Drew, was the money there? Was it exactly the way that I wanted it? But I knew that I wanted to do something with shea butter. And I knew that I wanted to do something in honor of my grandmother because I saw her life. I saw all of it. And I'm grateful that she was born, but I also am not happy about just how it turned out. Do you know what I mean? Like you want to do something better for someone that you saw that had a lot of pain, like health issues. Do you know what I mean? So me thinking that, okay, let me just take what I have and go and see what I can find to do this and, learning where do I get the ingredients, what's the best ingredients to get, you making it myself, using it myself. I had to be mindful in order to do that. I had to have a purpose, I had to be courageous, and I had to just not think too hard. I just had to do it.
Right.
And it's not going to be the best circumstances. Sometimes it's not going to, be the best situation.
Yeah.
But when you have a purpose and you have made up your mind and your mindfulness to know exactly what you want to do, nothing is going to stop you.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Not money, not having a home, not having a car, it doesn't matter because if you want to do it, you'll find a way to do it. And on top of that, in the mindfulness, there's creativity. Because if you use the resources that you have at your fingertips with what you have, greatness is going to come from that no one else can duplicate. Because you didn't even have that to do it. They're not going to even think to go do it like that because they're going to be thinking grandiose like how you're thinking. But although you're thinking grandiose, if you're matching that with what you have, it's going to become even better than that.
Yeah, and because nobody else is like you, and you're not like anybody else. As cliche as that is.
No, it's true. It's true.
I'm never going to make the same thing that you make. You're never going to make the same thing that I make, ever. We could be thinking we could have the same sentence in front of us. What do you think about that sentence versus what I think about that sentence is going to be two completely different things.
Right. And that goes back to I'm the pursuit of awesomeness. You have to make up your mind to think that, to believe that.
It's true. And I think we've kind of touched on it a little bit, but after you've made up your mind to do something, you've been in that headspace, you have to take that courage and you have to act on it. That's the next step after you have decided what is right for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so my life's real funny right now. But I went to DJ and music production school, right? So I get in the middle of it. I got a gig. I had a residency at the SLS.
Nice.
And
on Beverly Hills?
Uh-huh.
Okay, nice.
And I was supposed to be performing. I had to make a mix, and I had just begun, but I had already set in my mind. Mind you, we're talking about intention. I walked into this place like, I am going to kill this. And I did. I graduated with the highest blah, 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 blah that you can from DJ school. And I was freaking out because I was supposed to start this residency. And I talked to one of the teachers whom he's a real skeptic, but he's an OG. He's been DJing forever and he's very successful. And he kind of was trying to convince me not to do it. And so I was like, all right, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not going to do it. And I get in my car, I call my boyfriend, and I'm like, I'm not doing the residency. And he's like, what?
Why?
And he's like, and I was like, 'cause I'm not ready. And he's like,
Not true.
what? And he was like, do you think, what does ready look like? And I was like, well, I mean, you don't understand. He's like, nobody's ever ready. And that really, like, my life has gone bonkers since that moment, because
Shout out to boyfriend,
right?
Yes.
Turn up, but you're never ready, whatever that looks like.
You'll be waiting forever
for ready.
And listen to me, I don't care if you are married, I don't care if you have a family, kid, or if you're pregnant right now, doesn't matter. And I'm going to say also, this is getting back to mindfulness, because we have been given seeds. I am so against women telling women, or society telling women, that when you have a child, your purpose, your goal, and your dreams are on the back burner. So I'm saying this to everyone that's listening right now. Don't believe them. That is a lie from the pit, because if you're given a purpose, why would you think the Creator would tell you, oh, your purpose is over, it has to wait because you have a child? Because that child was a part of your purpose as well. So make it work.
Right.
Holla.
Mindfulness 101.
Yeah, and that will take courage.
Yeah.
So if you want to have more courage, then you want to get centered, and that's your focus. That's your mantra. You're going to breathe in deeply. Everyone, I'm going to guide you into meditation. So breathe in deep through the nose. Purpose, out, fear. Breathe in courage. Exhale, fear. That's one tip.
Yeah.
That's one tip. If you're paying attention to your voice, if you're breathing in courage and you're exhaling fear, that's one great step to start with your mindfulness, meditation, and having a focus, a purpose. And then, like, you want to connect with that, because that's a part of the whole manifestation. So if you're thinking on those lines, there you go. And you can do that with Linnie Drew. Fashion, skincare, fragrance. Grab you a roll-on, grab you an after-shower oil. Freedom is a big part of it, which would be great to start with your mindfulness, using something that's called Freedom. That will help you in your mindfulness. That will help
so
you.
excited to be free.
Yeah, you're going to get some freedom.
It's really amazing. Freedom. I
Mediterranean wind is a good one, too.
Mediterranean wind is great, especially if you are taking yoga and spin classes with G, because you're definitely going to be sore. So Mediterranean wind has basil in it, and just vanilla, and it's amazing, and it's great for your muscles. So
and just to let you know, these ladies' faces look flawless. So this product must be amazing. And I can't wait to try it, because I got pimple right somewhere over there, probably under this bang.
No, it's really great for minor acne, like the body scrub. The coffee scrub is really good it's great for circulation, help diminishing the appearance of cellulite. It has Kauai salt in there from Hawaii that has activated charcoal, so that extracts toxins as well. But you got your olive oil, coconut oil, macadamia oil, sweet almond oil, avocado oil. There's a bunch of really great moisturizers in there that's all natural. That's really great to put the moisture back into the skin. It's not going to sit on top of your skin.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is in there, that is it. All the Linnie Drew products, if you take the fragrances out, which are all natural and organic in nature, you can eat it. So I don't know how much more natural you can get than that.
Right.
You can't get much more natural than
You
that.
can't. G, can you tell us one more time where everyone can follow you or if they want your vocal coach services?
Why, of course I can.
Awesome.
So you can find me on Instagram at Call Me Bova, Bova. And that's pretty much my handle. It's for SoundCloud. It's don't go on my Twitter. You'll be sorely disappointed. But Instagram and definitely my website. And then www.vocalworkout, it's vocal-workout.com is where you can find me for vocal coaching. And once again, it's a mind, body, spirit program. It's amazing. And I would love to see you soon.
Sounds great.
Yay. And don't forget, check us out at linniedrew.com. That's LINNIE.com.
LINNIEDREW,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
LinnieDrew.com.
Thank you. I was paying attention to someone else. I'm sorry. Yes. So linniedrew.com. Also, there's official Linnie Drew on Instagram,
Yeah.
and that's
FFICIAL _ Linnie Drew, LINNIEDRW.
Yay.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank
And we'll see you
you.
next week.
Aw.
Thank you so much for joining us. Stacey, really enjoyed your energy and
Yes.
your vibration.
Yes.
Why? Thank you for having me.
Yay. Thank you, Tay.
Thanks, Linnie.